It was nearly a perfect day today. The Astros lost, the Rangers lost, and the Mariners won. Frankly, the only thing that didn't happen was I didn't get a call to say I'd won the lottery. But beggars can't be choosers. I'll take what was there. To celebrate, we're going to have a bumper episode. We're going to talk about the amazing win today against Houston. We're going to touch on some of the positives that have been happening for the Mariners recently. And we're going to touch base with Aiden Butler, who was our 9th round pick in the 2024 draft. Let's get into it. It was a great day today. The Mariners take the cookies over the Astros 4-3. It was a bit of a nail biter at times. I had it on the radio while I was at work, and at times I was happy, at times I was sad, but at the end of the day, a win's a win, a win. So 4-7 is the record that the Mariners have now, puts them 5th in the AL West, but it's that early, it doesn't really matter. It was a bit of a quiet one today. Logan Gilbert had his best stuff. He ended up going 5.2 innings today, 7 strikeouts, gave up a home run, 2 walks, an error, and a hit. Unfortunately, he probably did have another inning left in him, but there was an error from Rowdy Tellez that I think from memory cost Logan sort of maybe about 9 pitches. So he potentially had a little bit more in the tank. The only problem was that Wesneski, who came over in the Kyle Tucker trade for the Astros, he also kind of had his best stuff today too. So he had 5 strikeouts, but he did go 7 innings. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 errors, and that big home run to Ryan Bliss. So it was pretty quiet to begin with. The first 4 frames were a bit, how you doing? And then Ryan Bliss comes out and smacks the snot out of a ball in the 5th. The Astros counter with 1 in the 6th and then 2 at the top of the 8th. And by that stage, I was about to do me nana at work. And then the man, the myth, the legend. I'm so happy for Jorge Polanco. He really, really deserves everything good that's happening to him right now. And I think that might have been his first child he had. So, Jorge, welcome to the Dad Club, mate. I'm giving you a Dad Club pass. He smacks one, and we get a couple of runners over, and we end up not having to bat at the bottom of the 9th. We take a 3-2-4 win. So, a bit low on the hits front today. The Astros only with 2, the Mariners with 4. Unfortunately, M's with 2 errors, and like I said, that probably cost Logan just a few more pitches. So that was the one we really had to get today. So we're Hunter Brown will be not tomorrow, but the following day. Tomorrow is a to be decided, but we'll have Luis Castillo on the bump anyway. Will it be Framber Valdez? I think it possibly will be. My notes have gone missing. I need a new computer. If anyone would like to donate me one, that'd be swell. That'd be fantastic. So Luis was just absolutely brilliant. I'm really looking forward to watching him play tomorrow. So he went 7 innings in his last outing against Detroit, gave up the 5 hits and the 2 errors and the 2 walks, but had 5 strikeouts, and he just looked, I don't know, he's the Rock, man. He's solid. He is really, really solid. So I'm looking forward to him. Hopefully we can get another one. Hopefully we can win that series. Hopefully the Rangers keep losing as well. And we can start to claw back a little bit of that deficit. So some really exciting stuff to look forward to. I'm really keen to get us into the Aiden Butler interview. So I do want to quickly thank everybody who jumped on our live stream this afternoon. That was something that I've been looking at what else this podcast can do. I guess I've been getting really excited because our follower numbers on Spotify are growing. Our listens are through the roof. And it's been really well received by the players as well, which is shown through the amazing player interviews we're able to bring you guys. So I thought, do we do a post-game recap on Instagram after the game? And well, we won't be doing it again. It was a little bit too unstructured for my liking. I didn't feel quite as planned and prepared for it. I didn't feel it had any real substance. So I do want to thank the people that did join in. We've given out a couple of keychains to some people that joined us. If your name was called out and you've just forgotten to send me your postal details, I'm going to actually post up on the Instagram the sheer amount of boxes and bags that I'm needing to send through the international post for all of our prize winners. They're going to be going out really, really soon. For our keychain winners, it'll be after the Texas Rangers series. And for the players that we've interviewed and some people that have purchased some merchandise, they'll be going out ASAP as well. So I want to thank everybody for jumping in. But there's been enough negativity from a lot of other Mariners podcasts. Let's keep everything positive. So I've pulled out 3 things that off the top of my mind I've been really impressed with. And these might not be the most impressive things that have happened recently, but they're 3 players or 3 things that have really stuck in my mind. So the first one is Brian Woo's resilience. So I was really, really impressed with him in his last outing against San Francisco. So he went the 6 innings pitched. He gave up, I think it was the two home runs. One had a few stacked on. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. But the bloke came out for another inning and really pumped it in. It was really, really efficient. So I just wanted to briefly touch on his resilience to be able to come out. He's pitched 6 innings in both of his games. His first one against the Athletics, he did get the win in that game. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 error, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. And then the one that we've just mentioned against San Fran was also 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 errors, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. So for a young bloke who, we're really relying on this season, in terms of his mentality, I've been really, really impressed with him. Another bloke that I'm just over the moon with, honestly, is Ryan Bliss. I know everybody just watches at-bats, and if we want to go through his offensive sort of caper at the moment, 30 at-bats, he's got the 1 run, 6 hits, 1 home run. Thank goodness he had that today. 3 RBIs and 2 stolen bases. So it's a 200 average and it's a 594 OPS, but that's not really what I want to talk about. Yes, he was clutch today, but it's his defense. Just watch Ryan Bliss. If you are going to a game, honestly, just buy the cheapest $10 tickets and sit up in the stands, and I just want you to watch Ryan Bliss all game. The bloke is like an Energizer bunny out there. He is not sitting still. He's light on his feet. He's jumping at everything. Defensively, he has been absolutely outstanding. Last season, one of my things that I really gravitated towards was Luke Raley. And even if Luke would hit it towards a fielder and it was going to be a certain out, he would bust his ass 110% to get to first base just in case there was an error. And when I met Luke in Detroit, I told him that. I said, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but I really appreciate the little things that you do. Ryan Bliss is of that same ilk right now too. He is always ready. Defensively, he's just fantastic. And I'm really loving him at second base. And I'm sure the offensive stuff is going to click for him too. And the last one, this is no surprise. I've ranted and raved about him so much on this podcast. I think he's an incredible, incredible human being. And that's Jorge Polanco. So obviously a bit of a nightmare season last year. And I'm sure he would admit that he didn't really have the year that he wanted. He had 417 at-bats and the average was 213 and the OPS was 651. He only had the 16 homers, 45 RBIs and the 89 hits. So far this season, 24 at-bats, 2 runs, 10 hits, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. For a bloke that's got a knee that's meant to be absolutely shot to the Scheisenhauser, he managed to get a stolen base today. The bloke was insane. His average so far, 417 with a 1.107 OPS. Now, I thought originally that it was reported that he'd had knee discomfort, which was why he'd been out recently. Not also because he was on the paternity list, and a massive congratulations to him for becoming a dad. I can't quite remember off the top of my head if that was Polo's first child, but anyway, becoming a dad it's the greatest thing you'll ever do, and I'm just so happy for him, and also for his game this season as well. But I thought it was the knee they mentioned. Someone said it was like an oblique. Whatever it is, we know Polo's going to carry something. The way he's hitting at the moment is creating some good headaches for us, because it's like, well, does Polo DH while he can't be out in the field? But then, what happens with Garver? Is he just hitting 1 day a week when Cal's, taking a day off? Or does Cal take more days off? But then I want Cal behind the plate. And it just ends up being this mix around in my own head and creating, what do you do with Solano and Tellez at first base and getting them at bats, which, now that Rayleigh's in the outfield probably makes things a little bit easier there. But Polanco is just creating. Look, I wish he was out in the field. I think people are banging on about his defensive stats just a little bit too much. I mean, some people just want to create an issue, aren't they? Is he Gold Glove at third base? Absolutely not. And I don't think the bloke would even try and convince you he is. But I thought he's been serviceable, enough there, and especially with these offensive numbers. Goodness gracious, I'll take that every damn day of the week. So, absolutely thrilled with him so far. Look, is he going to continue to hit 417 for the entire year? Nah, look, probably not. Snowflake's chance in hell. But, if we can get what's his career average? 264. If we can be getting 264, 270, 280, I'm pretty chuffed with that. I don't know about you guys. So there's three players that I've just been absolutely thrilled with. I think they're making all the difference at the moment. I know Randy started hot. I know Julio's had some hits lately. Cal's starting to work his way back into some form. And I also want to give an honourable mention to Dylan Moore as well. I thought he's been playing fantastic lately too. But they were just three players that I thought I just wanted to quickly highlight to you guys. We are going to go in depth a little bit more in the coming weeks. It's just finding that sweet spot at the moment of what people are after. And we just want to be nothing but positive too. So speaking of positivity, Aiden Butler's up next. This is a conversation that is well worth a listen. 9th round pick in 2024. Super easy guy to talk to. Could not have been more obliging to work with me with the time zones and the time differences and everything. And yeah, we're going to get into that now, and I hope you enjoy the interview. Welcome back to the Mariners Down Under podcast, and I tell you what, we're getting pretty bloody close to collecting the full box set of the 2024 Mariners draft class. It's been a pleasure to get to know each of these young, exciting blokes, and today is no different. Taken in the 9th round, this exciting variety adds even more to an extremely stacked and talented war chest. He's, of course, Aiden Butler. Welcome, mate, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, spring's nearly finished, mate, or it kind of is finished, and you've been a pro player for a little bit now. So, if I say Aiden Butler, Seattle Mariners draftee, does that still sound weird to you?
A little bit does. It does sound weird. I mean, this whole experience, it's been crazy, and it's been really fun so far. So, I'm happy with it.
Now, before we get into the serious stuff, I need to clear up a little bit of, let's call it misinformation. I've seen 2 listings on your height. I've seen 6'6" and 6'8", and that's a hard thing to get wrong. Can you give me a little bit of clarity here?
Yeah, so definitely not 6'8". I'm not up there, but I am around 6'6", 6'5". I'll say in that area. Yeah.
We'll start off on honesty. That's good.
Yeah.
So you've been listed as a player who has incredibly good control over your pitches. And we've had a few guys on now, and I really, really hate bringing up big leaguers when we talk to you guys. But there is the story of George Kirby and his little pocket contraption and that contributing to his incredible command. Did you have anything like that growing up that you can contribute your control to?
I mean, not really. I mean, definitely when I was growing up, mom was obviously a pitcher. I mean, my family's just full of pitchers, no position players. But growing up, just high school and college, and even middle school and all that, I was just always told just throw in the strike zone, let the hitters hit, don't walk guys. So that's always been my approach on the mound. It's just don't walk guys, just let the ball do itself and throw it down the middle.
Now, your mum, absolute champion. So she pitched for some bloody good UCLA teams, and then she was a member of the US national softball team. And quite often, I think that there's a misconception that a baseball journey is just solely between a kid and his dad.
Yeah.
But mums play a massive role in everything. What was it like having her, with who she is in your corner and someone to learn from?
Yeah, so it definitely wasn't my mom. It's been my whole family. So my mom's sister, my aunt, she actually played at UCLA too and won a few national championships there as well. So her and my mom combined have 5 national championships at UCLA. My uncle, who's from New Zealand, actually he was a pro softball player. He was a pitcher also, and then my younger sister's a pitcher, and she's going to Auburn for softball. So I mean, just full of athletes and everything. I mean, just being around them definitely helps with my mindset, the mental game, and everything, because they've been at the biggest stages at the professional level. Even though it's not baseball, you're not pitching in front of 40,000 fans, they've still been in the professional era of it's been really good to have them behind my back.
So Christmas for us is a little bit different, mate. You guys are cold, we're scorching summer's day, and we have a tradition where you get on the beers and then the whole family heads out and you play cricket. And it doesn't matter if it's your nan batting, mate, you are throwing some heat down. And we get pretty competitive, but we don't have skill. Do you have any family baseball or softball games, and do they get a little bit heated? I'd imagine it'd be like watching a AA team around there with that amount of talent.
Yeah, I would say definitely when we were younger, definitely we would we'd go at it and compete. Definitely me and my sister and mom, we'd go at it and compete at each other in the backyard, just baseball or softball related. We were always competing for something.
Now, the Mariners are on record that they are really, really thrilled to have you. They really believe in their top tier scouting department. And they really think they've found a diamond in the rough with you. And that's not me making bullshit. That was Scott Hunter. He came out and said that they're thrilled with you. And he also said that you really wanted to be here with
Yeah.
Seattle. So when things were able to work out, mate, what was that feeling like for you, knowing you got your preferred destination and you're coming to just an absolute arm factory?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just definitely really excited. I know coming in the draft that it was Seattle was on my top of the list. Like I wanted to be with them and everything. And my agent even told me like I think you're going to go to Seattle. And I was really happy just because of my stance. I look at myself as like George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, tall, lanky guys, and just the ones that throw and compete in the strike zone. I knew that was a good fit for me and everything. So I'm really happy for where I am right now.
So your heater heading into the draft, I think, was about 88 to 92, somewhere in that range. So what's that looking like now? Has the club sort of helped you unlock any more velo?
They definitely have. I mean, my last outing in July, I think I was around 90, 92, hit a three here and there. I know in Europe, when I was in Europe before I got drafted, like the week before I got drafted, I was in Europe playing for Team USA, and I think I hit 94 up there. But definitely just the weight, the strength, and all of that is just helping a lot, and just the different types of workouts we're doing to help my strength and all that. So it's definitely very helpful and everything. I mean, right now I'm in rehab, but I'm looking really good right now, so I'm happy.
And the rest of your pitch mix, mate, what's that looking like at the moment?
So we got the fastball, curveball, slider. Just added the cutter this offseason, and we got a changeup. So I'm really excited for all the pitches that come into play.
So if we can go back a little way now, we don't have college sports here. So can you talk me through when exactly in your life the letters started to arrive for you and the scouts started to show up and there was a little bit of chatter and when that got real for you? Because college ball is, I guess something that you're like, oh, this is a
Yeah.
real pathway forward for me and I've got a choice to make.
Yeah. So coming out of high school, I didn't really have many choices. I mean, I had a few D1s talk to me, and then I went JUCO, which a lot of guys, I mean, hate on it, but I loved it. I mean, my coach was fantastic and everything. And the scouts started coming, I'd say my sophomore year in spring, my first outing, but they saw me my freshman year and they just told my coach and everything, like the kid has potential and everything like that, that we see something in him. So they stuck around for a little my freshman year of college. And then sophomore years when I got bigger and then the velo popped out of nowhere. And then that's when they started to come out a lot more in the fall. And then I think, yeah, after my first spring game, I'd say about 20, 25 scouts called me right after. And a lot of D1s, a lot of schools called me after.
And as you're sort of making your way through college, when when was the point, if there was a point, because for some people, draft day is just oh wow, I didn't expect that. But when was the point that you realised that pro ball might be on the cards for you?
Always knew I had pro in me. I knew I could do it. Just had to believe in myself. But I think after that first outing in spring, my first outing in spring, I was like, okay, I definitely could see myself playing pro.
So now professional baseball begins for you, and I believe you're a D1 commit before eventually signing with us. So you've toured elite facilities, but what's it like being able to access everything on a professional level? We've got training staff, medical weights. Has it been a sort of wow sort of thing? Like this is top notch.
Oh, 100%. I mean, going to at the JUCO level, you don't have that stuff. I mean, our weight room was 20 feet. It was 20 by 20. So, I mean, it wasn't much, but yeah, definitely coming here and just seeing how big the weight room was and how many trainers there are and just pitching coaches and after coaches, I knew I was in the right spot and it was elite stuff. So I was happy.
JUCOs are different. I spent some time in the Pacific Northwest. I lived at a JUCO, and we have this, like, we think every college party is like American Pie. We have
Yeah.
this very warped
Yeah.
warped sense. And I rocked up to the JUCO, and I was expecting like University of Alabama,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, is this it? Like, where's the
Yeah.
rest of it? Is this the yeah?" It's different, but I hate people that poo-poo on bloody JUCO baseball because
Yeah.
the baseball guys there they were incredible. They were so funny, and there was some serious talent there. Did you have anybody through your JUCO journey? Maybe it was on your team, maybe it was just within the league that you went, "Oh wow, you were overlooked. You're going to go somewhere as well." Was there anyone that popped out to you, or?
I mean, Florida JUCO, I mean, everybody knows it's one of the best, just the JUCO state. And I had some guys on my team that were good dudes, and that there were some guys. We had a guy actually drafted a year before me out of our same college. So Florida JUCO, you see a draft guy on pretty much every single team. I mean, there's one or two, and then there'll be one guy that stands out, and you're like, okay, that's a draft guy, that's a pro guy, and just competing with those guys and having the same stuff and just being able to win. I knew I was in the right place. I knew I could be in the same position they are.
So we've been really lucky with this podcast. We've had a lot of players willing to give up their time, and now we add you to that one. So we've had Ryan Sloan, Charlie Bielenson, Josh Karen, Brock Moore. Literally just finished with Will Riley about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we don't ask the boring questions about who your favourite player is or have you met Logan Gilbert. I try and ask interesting things, especially because baseball's not a sport here. So I'd like to take a peek into your mindset here a little bit. So there's nobody better at sport in the world than that bloke in his 50s who's on his fifth hot dog and fifth beer, who's, he looks like running to first base would nearly knock him dead, and he's yelling out and throwing abuse in your ear all game. When things are going well for you, I'm assuming that it's very easy for you to stay locked in.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're on the mound and maybe it's not your day, how do you mentally steel yourself and not let the fans or opposition players get to you? Like if you've walked a couple and the count's not looking good, how do you stay mentally strong?
Yeah, that definitely plays a big factor. I mean, I just try to stay as positive as I can, not try to think of that stuff. Because once you start thinking about that stuff, then your mind starts going like this 24/7. So my main thing is just take a few deep breaths and just let the game go. I mean, I accept that you're going to have your bad and good days. Like that's part of baseball. You got to accept that. So I know I'm going to get hit. Like I'm going to walk a few guys, but try not to. I mean, I'm going to try my hardest not to do that. But that's part of the game, and I've accepted that. But yeah, definitely the biggest thing is just taking a few breaths and not let the outer part like get inside my head. So
yeah, sometimes when we see a big home run, it's because that ball's kind of been left hanging in a ripe spot, just ripe for the pickings. And if I can be the worst person in the world and ask you to relive one of those moments, do you know right away after the release that you've thrown something hittable? Because like I've got a basketball background, and every time I throw up a three-pointer,
yeah,
my ass is already back on defense because I know that thing's not going in. Is it the
I
same thing for
understand that.
you as
Yeah.
well?
Oh yeah, there's definitely been multiple pitches. I mean, I would say last year or sophomore year and the fall ball. I mean, I threw a slider right down the middle. As soon as I threw, I knew it was gonna be a pump. So yeah, and the guy hit it pretty far. So I heard about it from my pitch coach, and they're like, you can't do that. And I was like, I know. But yeah, there's pitches I know right when I release it, it's gonna either get hit really hard or it's gonna be a home run.
So if we can look at things in like a starter's mentality, after you finish an inning and while the bats are out there doing their thing, you're getting ready to go back out. Are you resting that arm? Are you keeping it warm with heat? Are you moving it around? What's your in between inning routine been?
So yeah, definitely after an outing, it just depends on my outing. If I have a long outing and I come in, I'll probably just sit down for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. It depends on the inning. I go by play during the innings, but usually I sit down, let the body cool down, get a few sips of water and Gatorade, and then if I feel like my arm is getting cold, I'll probably do some arm exercises, get the plyo, maybe a light plyo ball, and just throw it against the wall just to keep the arm a little warm and not get it cold.
So my favorite pitchers on the big league, or my favorite players on the big league roster are pitchers. So I get in my own head a little bit when I watch the games. I'd like to see if this is the same for you. So um, let's say Logan Gilbert's up on the mound and he's had a 35 pitch first inning. I'm fretting in my mind because I'm thinking, oh God, we're not going to get much out of him today. If you have an inning where maybe have thrown a few too many that you would like, is that something that plays on your mind that you're like, right, I've got to come out next inning and nail this, and that maybe puts you under the pump a little bit, or are you able to just refresh and take it inning by inning?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say I'm refreshed. I mean, I know I can go 100 plus pitches, and my arm is perfectly fine the next day. I'm not sore. That was the good thing. Last year is I can go out and throw 100 plus pitches and be fine. So if I had a big inning, yeah, I'd get tired a little, but I knew that I have more in me, and I can go out the next inning and give less pitches. I mean, last year I can remember I had a few bad outings or innings, and then next inning I had an immaculate inning, just 9 pitches, come back in the dugout. So, I mean, yeah, that's a big factor. The long pitches and the inning and everything could play a part in your body, stress and all that. But I just look for. I mean, I just got to keep throwing at the strike zone. That's what I mentally focus on.
And post game, the moment you're pulled from a game, mate, what are you doing to look after your arm? Because, I mean, it's the moneymaker, it's the asset, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, last year our coach was big on running the day after, just getting the blood flowing again, just flush your arm out. So we'd run for about 20 minutes, get the blood going and flush it out. And I love doing that. Usually I get in the cold tub or do some J bands after. I don't do too much because I don't like to put too much stress on my arm and all that because I'm a tall, lanky guy. But there will be, I do J bands and all that after and do supply work.
Um, what I'd love to know, I asked Will this before. So you've potentially shaken off the catcher and gone your own way with a pitch, and you get taken yard. What's that interaction like? You know, the following 10 seconds with the catcher. Are you conceding that? Yeah, maybe I'll listen to you for the rest of the game, or are you just sort of ignoring him? Is that an awkward situation for you at all?
Yeah, so I don't really shake off. I really don't. I mean, I believe in my catcher or my whoever calls it. I'm believing them, and I'm gonna throw that pitch. I mean, I there are certain times where I'm like, well, I will. Like last year, I maybe shook off twice to my catcher, and usually my pitching coach or my head coach would call the pitches, and they gave me the green light to shake whenever I wanted to. But I think maybe shake twice last year, and I remember shaking off speed to a fastball because I thought I would get the guy a fastball. Now I threw the fastball right down the middle, and it was a home run. So yeah, I came back. I got in the dugout, got chewed out a little, saying I shouldn't have done that, which I shouldn't have. So yeah, I don't shake off. I just throw the pitch that they call.
Now, if I can ask you this one to, I guess, look forward a little bit. Let's just pretend you're a 70-year-old bloke and you're sitting on a rocking chair on your front porch and you're looking back on your career. For for you, mate, what's a successful career going to look like?
Oh yeah, definitely winning a lot of games. I mean, I'm a big winner. I just want to win games, win championships. So I mean, definitely want to have like a 10-year plus career and just with a lot of championships, a lot of wins. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And you mentioned earlier in the interview that you're in rehab at the moment. Where are things at with the body at the moment, mate? And what's sort of the track moving forward to get you back to baseball?
Yeah, really good. So I should start getting live batters here in a few weeks, and I actually had a bullpen today, another my second bullpen, little touch and feel with all my pitches again. So that was really good. I mean, my shapes are looking really good and all that. So I should be out of here by May, hopefully when the shoulder heals and everything. But I'm just ready to get out there and start throwing.
So you've experienced a lot of people throughout your career, coaches, players, and whatnot. But since you've been drafted and you've been a part of the Mariners organisation, has there been one person, whether that be another player or a coach, that has come to give you advice and you've just sort of sat there and gone, "Oh wow, this is some sort of next level stuff." It might not need to be, all the stats in the world. It might be something so simple. But has there been a moment for you that you've been like, "Wow, that's just some brilliant advice. I appreciate you."
Yeah, we have meetings all the time. When I first got drafted and came out here, we'd have meetings. So I wouldn't say it's one person. I would say it's most of these coaches and players on what they think. I'm trying to, because it's my first year, I'm just trying to get as much information in as I need. I would say just a lot of these coaches are just talking about how you just need to just not get into the mental side, not get in your head, just focus, throw strikes and all that. And when they talk about that, I know I believe in myself. I know I'm like, okay, I can do this. This is what I do. I don't walk guys. I throw strikes. So look, I mean, all these meetings and everything, they've been helping me a lot.
Now, when I started this podcast, I just wanted to share people's stories. Like,
Yeah.
as much as I said to Will, as much as I'd love to have Colt Emerson on the podcast, and I hope I can get him, I feel like he's always getting flogged out there, whereas everybody else has got a story as well. And it's so interesting. Like we spoke about your family and the success that's been a part of that. Um, if we were to create for want of a better term, a Tinder profile for you for the Mariners fans, what would you say are some of your best qualities? Like because the more I've met people, we obviously care about what you do on the field, but we love great people more than anything else. So
Yeah.
what are some things that you'd really highlight about yourself that fans should feel really good about you being part of our system?
Yeah, I definitely would say I'm not a negative guy. I'm really positive. I mean, I try to always have a good attitude, and because I mean, when the younger kids look at you, they don't want to look at you mad all the time or negative. I mean, they want to see someone positive and all that. So I try to always bring a positive when I come to the game of baseball. I mean, again, I am playing the sport I love. I mean, that is my job right now. So I mean, I'm really happy every time. But I mean, that's the main thing. Is just being able to have positive attitude and on the mound and everything. And other thing is I'm athletic. Like I'm gonna give you the best I can have and compete. And just I'm not gonna walk people. I mean, that's the one thing I don't like is walking guys.
Yeah, I hate watching it too. It's so nerve wracking,
Yeah,
and it just must be so I guess tense for you out on the mound. So,
yeah.
I've got two questions to finish up with, mate, and they're the same two questions I ask every
Mhm.
guest every week. So, the first one is you're having a hypothetical dinner party, and you can invite 4 people. Now, 2 of those invites need to be Mariners players, and the other 2 can be anybody that you want, dead or alive, famous or non-famous. Who's coming to your dinner party?
All right, so the two Seattle guys, I'd have Cal Riley because he went to Florida State, and I was going to go to Florida State too. And I mean, I was always around the field and everything because my best friend Martin was actually the head coach. His dad was the head coach, and then his grandpa was the head coach for Florida State for many years. So I've always been around the Florida State family and all that. But definitely Cal Riley, and I would say George Kirby. And
Nice,
then
another command one. And who are your non-famos that are coming?
so it'd have to be my favorite pitcher growing up was Clayton Kershaw. I mean, that's my guy. I love him to death. Clayton Kershaw and another. Whew, this is hard. Had to be another, probably Sandy Koufax.
That's a
Yeah,
stacked dinner table, mate.
yeah,
That'd have you very nervous sitting at that
yeah,
table. I reckon.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was a Dodger
Um,
fan growing up, so it had to be some Dodger. Yeah.
how does I actually haven't asked anyone this. I haven't even thought of this question. How does that work? Like, obviously you've grown up a Dodgers fan, but then you've been drafted by the Mariners. Like,
No,
you can't keep
obviously,
supporting the Dodgers.
obviously, when we play against the Dodgers or something, I won't cheer for the Dodgers. I'll most definitely be cheering for the Mariners. But I mean, this like past year when the Dodgers were playing the Yankees, I mean, I was jumping. I mean, I was jumping up and down the living room because they won. I mean, Freddie Freeman had a historic World Series. That was really cool to watch. So I mean, yeah, I did get a little excited when they won the World Series, but I've always grown up a huge Dodgers fan.
I lied. I'm going to sneak one more question in here. Do you have a favorite baseball moment? Like you've obviously just divulged that was pretty exciting for you, but have you got something that you remember watching as a kid or even a young adult and being like, wow, that's like I guess for us as Mariners fans, we have Cal's hit. Was there anything for you that stuck with you?
Definitely just going. I'd say my high school career going down to state and winning, but we lost in the state sem or finals. But definitely going, winning, and being able to go to state. That was really fun. That was one of like my top baseball careers so far, or moments.
No, we just we don't have baseball here, mate. We can't
Yeah,
comprehend anything like
yeah,
that, but that must be an incredible feeling.
yeah.
So,
It was fun.
before I get into the last one, mate, we're going to hook you up with a little bit of merchandise as well. So off air, I'll get your postal address, but we've got our t-shirts here. So that's the front. That's the back,
Sweet,
so it's the kangaroo
nice.
in the Mariners jersey. We'll send you some Australian snacks as well, some Tim Tams and whatnot. So I just wanted to create something that was really pro player. Maybe we can touch base with you sort of over the next couple of years, a few more times,
Yeah.
figure out and learn how your process is growing, and just wanted to be really friendly for you guys. So you've seen how we operate, and my
Mhm.
last question is, if we were to have one guest on the podcast, who should it be? But keeping in mind, whatever name you put forward, you've got to help us secure the interview.
That's a good question. Any guy from the team?
Any guy from the team. We will tell. We love interesting stories. I've loved everybody's interview, but Charlie Bielenson was a
Yeah,
character and a half, mate. Like
he's a classic. He is
top
a
bloke.
classic. I would say Teddy McGraw if you haven't.
Okay.
Teddy's a good
I,
guy. He's really interesting guy. He's really cool. I'd say Teddy.
I'll
He's my
take that. I
locker. He's
will.
my locker mate, but he's a good dude. He's pretty cool.
I'll attempt one of those. I think the kids call it like a DM slide,
Yeah,
and I'll attempt one of those. And if I've got any dramas, I'll sing out to you, mate. Maybe he might be interested when you rock up wearing your bloody
he
t-shirt in the
might. I
locker
might
room
have to.
too.
I'll have to say something to him.
Nah, that'd be fantastic. So, mate, I just want to thank you so much for your time today, being able to check in with you. It's so good to be able to learn your story, share a little bit of that, and I hope that we can touch base in the future. And good luck with all the rehab, mate.
Yeah.
We're wishing you nothing but the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So again, a massive thank you to Aiden and, of course, to all of the prospects that have joined us so far on the podcast. And because we're so heavily involved with the prospects, we just want to have a bit of a quick recap of our podcast friends and what they've been up to. So Brock Moore saw some game time the other day. When I tell you he is going to be something really special, just stay with the bloke. He is really, really going to be something. His stuff, and we spoke about it in the interview that we had with him. He was our first ever player interview. He is just a guy that is committed to building his game, and he is, I think, just as a person, screams out what the Mariners are after. So he's seen some early action in Everett. Charlie Bielenson, who the amount of people that have messaged me that they've enjoyed Charlie's interview has been insane. So he's picked up the save, and then on the hitting side down in Everett, friend of the podcast Josh Carron has 2 games under his belt with 9 at bats. 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 ribbies, and he's got a .444 average and .888 OPS. And then if I can, I know we haven't had him on the podcast yet, but Las Montes is just going off his head. 3 games, 7 at-bats, 3 hits, a triple, a home run, 2 RBIs, 5 walks, a stolen base, an average of .429, slug of 1.143 and an OPS of 1.835. I tell you what, this bloke is just off his head at the moment, and it is so good to see. He is such an exciting prospect. And the other really big name down in Everett that, even though we haven't had him on, everyone's chomping at the bit to see him, is Colt Emerson. So 3 games, 10 at-bats. He's got the 4 hits, the 2 runs, a double, a triple, and 3 walks, and he's got a batting average of 400 and an OPS of 1.238. And coming in the next episode, even though we have technically had him on, he just hasn't aired yet, but Josh Hood, he is playing for the Travs at the moment. That interview is, you're going to want to tune into it. If you've ever had any question about hitting and hitting mentality, Josh broke things down like I didn't think was possible. I felt so enlightened and enriched as a baseball fan after listening to him. That episode will probably be out in about 4 or 5 days, and it's one you are really going to listen to, because he was outstanding isn't even the word, guys. Like, he was just absolutely unreal. So so far for Josh down in the Travs, 6 at-bats. He's got 2 hits, a run, and a stolen base, so a .333 average and an OPS of .929. So we'll continue to keep an eye out over all of those guys, and as always, we just thank them. They've got a few parcels actually going out to the boys with some Tim Tams and T-shirts and merchandise, so hopefully they feel the love. For those that are listening this late in the interview, we've been doing some Easter eggs just in here, just seeing who's listening, who's paying attention. What we're going to do, first person that reaches out to me and sends me a screenshot that they've followed Aiden, who was our guest this week, Aiden Butler, and you've commented on one of his recent posts saying that you've loved the interview. If you did love it, don't lie. If you didn't like it, just tell him that you heard him on Mariners Down Under. Send me a screenshot that you follow him and a screenshot that you've commented on his post, and we'll hook you up with a keychain as well. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Really does mean the world. This podcast is it just makes me happy. I enjoy sharing the Mariners with everybody. I enjoy talking about them. And let's not lie, it's pretty cool talking to the players too and getting to ask them some questions. So don't forget, subscribe on the Spotify, subscribe on the YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well. We're going to have plenty of giveaways, plenty of keychains. And until next time, go Mariners.